All right, so it's been a long journey in terms of understanding the customer, understanding what makes really good offers and differentiation, coming up with product ideas to pursue. This next section is all about taking all of those ideas and that hard work and sculpting them using a funnel process, including qualitative and database checks, so that we can hone in on an idea that can be really powerful and has the most probability of success selling on Amazon. So the purpose of this video is really to understand the end-to-end approach to developing and validating product ideas. So this is a funnel that we talked about at the very first kind of video, kind of in summary, that we would be going through in this product pyramid section. And just as a refresher, it's really all about starting with the customer first. We're selling to human beings, and sculpting a customer archetype that is really the genesis of your brand and all of the product ideas that you will monetize is critical. That then funnels into product ideas using a wide array of ideation methods that we've talked about to sculpt those ideas. The next kind of product funnel that we're going to go through to really wrapping this into a tight package is the step of qualitative validation, data validation, and then ultimately sculpting your offer and getting the product made. So specifically in this next section, we're going to really go through the bottom half of this product pyramid, which is really qualitative validation, data validation, and then sculpting the offer. So from that initial product idea dump, which again is a multi-day, potentially multi-week process. In my situation, really doing this a number of times, knowing the customer in and out, took me 6+ hours to generate all those ideas. But through that process, we had an inclination of the interesting ideas that we wanted to kind of at least tease out and see if it made sense to sell on Amazon, and to see if we could make the math make sense, and to really see if we could come up with a differentiator that really could be compelling. I highlighted those ideas in yellow, and really this next section is all about how do we take those ideas and run them down the funnel to determine what we actually pursue. So we really whitelisted ideas when we kind of highlight those ideas from the product ideation workflow. And then what we want to do is conduct first a stage 1 review. The stage 1 review is really about doing a risk check, looking at patents and all those other things that we outlined in the risk analysis section. We then want to look at differentiation ideas. So what are the differentiators that we have in our heads for this particular concept, and really seeing, does that pass the sniff test of what could be compelling in the marketplace? We want to answer the customer why question, which is really just as simple as, why would a customer buy this potential differentiated offer? And if you can't answer that, and you can't answer it in a compelling way, probably not a good idea to pursue. We're then going to talk about visual differentiation, like, hey, is this something that we can visually differentiate? If you can't visually differentiate, it's highly unlikely that you can make a compelling clickable offer on Amazon that stands out, especially against those that have more reviews and history than you. So we want to kind of make sure that that's done. And then a big one, and a very, very important one that a lot of people don't tend to really think through thoughtfully, is, can you actually afford to pursue the product? And we're going to get into a calculator that I've developed so you can kind of run the math on this really quick just to determine, is that something that can actually be afforded? And then from then, it basically is going to go into 2 different data-based validation checks. One is going to be an ROI calculator, which is going to look at some factory costs and a bunch of other costs end-to-end that will go into actually selling the product on Amazon. And is there enough money that spits out the end of that that gives you cash flow needed to pursue growth in that particular market? Again, another big thing I've seen people make mistakes on is that they have a really compelling offer, they've done everything right, and they can afford it. And then unfortunately, just the math doesn't shake out that they have enough cash to really grow and scale, and they've got to kill the product. So we've got an ROI calculator we're going to go through. And then a really important and deep dive approach to how I look at both product development and then finding success on Amazon is deeply understanding the keyword marketplace for that particular product on Amazon. So we're going to go through a really cool keyword automation tool that at the product research stage can help us understand the market share analysis of keywords and where things are shaking out in terms of organic ranking with competitors. We'll then revisit that keyword analysis and work when we actually pursue a particular product and launch a particular product. And then hopping over to my computer really quick, we've got a ClickUp software tool that has been set up and that you'll have access to. So you can start to see how we project manage and task manage all of this activity related to the product pipeline. And this is precisely the ClickUp structure that I use to scale and run all of my Amazon-based brands. So under the product section of our ClickUp section, we've got a product pipeline section, very similar to Trello, where we're going to take all of these ideas that survive out of that stage 1 analysis, and we're going to put them into ready, and then we're going to run them through this ROI, we're going to run them through the keyword analysis, and then out the other side, we're going to have a sourcing ready kind of pipeline that you guys can start to visualize how we actually manage this from a project standpoint, how we manage the team on this, and how we push everything along throughout this product development process. So that's the product pipeline. At the end of this section, we're going to go through the golf examples to see how this works in the trenches. Before that, let's just look at product lifecycle and product expansion, which is important as part of the thought process on the product development lifecycle.